Welcome to a day in the life of a USC student. I'm going to show you guys everything I do in a day as a freshman at USC. From classes to clubs to everything in between, it's all right here in this video, so let's get into it. I wake up at 8 a.m. every day and start my day with a shower. My first class of the day is at 9:30 a.m., so I need to make sure I'm up on time and getting ready so I have time to eat breakfast before I walk to class. And then when I do walk to class, it's a 15-minute walk, so I need to give myself extra time to get there. And I also need to make sure that I apply my sunscreen because it is really sunny here in LA and I do not want to get sunburned. Once I'm ready, I head downstairs to grab breakfast at the dining hall. I lucked out and the dining hall is directly below my dorm, so I don't have to go very far at all. We have a custom order omelet station, and so every morning I have an egg white omelet with ham and mushrooms on salsa, and I always pair it with a yogurt parfait. After breakfast, I begin the 15-minute walk to my first class of the day. My class is called Manifesting the Revolutionary Poetry of Latin America. It's a long name, but basically we just read Latin American poetry and the different art movements that go along with it. It covers my general art requirements, and it's actually a pretty interesting class. My second class of the day is Intro to Criminal Law, and for that class, my professor films our lectures and posts them afterwards. So I was able to clip a section of that to show you guys after this. Alright, so I just finished my first class. It's now 11 a.m. My next class is at 12. And so right now I'm doing the readings for my criminal law class. I'm going to read up on Johnson v. Mississippi, Pena v. Texas, Louisiana v. Jasper, Washington v. Dow, and Marshard v. Taylor. And so every day before class, I come sit outside of the law building and I do my readings right before class so they're fresh on my mind. Usually it takes me about 40 minutes and then I get to class like 10 minutes early and then I wait there for 10 minutes. And so by then it's 12. I usually have a little snack, protein bar, and some water. And so this is just what I do every day to get ready for my criminal law class.
It's a kind of a common language that lawyers speak and understand, but is not written into the statute. So that's why I go ahead and I teach this to say, let's go to common law. Let's test on common law. That's what's tested on the bar exam. That's what's taught in law school. And that's what I think is most important for us to have that basic understanding. Just to say, all right, I got you here. I got you already at 30,000 feet and now you're flying. And now I'm going to introduce these common law crimes. So that's easy. You already know element analysis. You already know the guilty act, guilty mind occurring at the same time. Now you're just kind of saying, okay, if I can work these 6, 7 crimes, I can work any crime.
After that, I have about a 10-minute walk back to my dorm, and I was considering cutting out a lot of these walking bits because it gets repetitive, but this is how much I walk in a day, and so this is kind of the point of a day in the life, so you guys can see just how much I walk as a USC student. So now I go to have lunch at the dining hall again. My audio for this part just didn't work because of how loud the dining hall was, but you can see I have shrimp scampi. My dining hall has a made-to-order bistro with different specials every day, and the special today was shrimp scampi. Alright, I'm here in a study room that's right next to my dorm, and I am going to be reviewing and studying for my linguistics midterm. So here's a look at the study room here. Plenty of space for like plenty of people. There's a TV in here. So it's right next to my room, so it's really convenient. They even have whiteboards for you to like do math on, work out your problems. So I have another 15-minute walk to go take my midterm for linguistics. I feel like this video is 50% walking at this point. But I do walk for at least an hour every day because of the distance of my classes. So again, like it's boring, but this is what I do. I'm not going to show you any of this class. I probably am not allowed to film in the midterm anyway, so yeah. All right, so I just finished my midterm. It is now 5 o'clock, just like Margaritaville. And so now I'm going to head over to the USC Village for some dinner. Got to make it quick because from 6 to 7, I have Latino students in law for a club meeting. And then from 7 to 9, I have debate. So I actually have to leave that first club early to go to debate. Anyway, I've got an hour, so got to walk over to the village and I have to walk over to there. So I probably have half an hour to go get some dinner. So we're going to make it snappy. But I think I did okay on my midterm. I think it went well. So I expect like at least 85, maybe even 95. We'll see. I definitely didn't get 100 though. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just take a look around here. This is like a pretty cool building. So there are actually 3 dining halls at USC, and the one I'm going to now is the one at the USC Village. And the reason I'm going to this one instead of back to the one by my dorm is because I have a meeting later, and this one has unlimited chicken, which also means that this one has unlimited protein. So I had to go take full advantage of that and get a salad. I am locked in for the winter. All right, so we made it. We've got our dinner here. Got the salad, got a lock in for the winter. Then a piece of red velvet cake and a chocolate chip cookie. Got some ginger ale. And so I've got about half an hour before I need to get going to be to my meeting on time. I think we can handle this in half an hour. And then meeting, leave the meeting early, another meeting. And then I have practice after that. So also going to be late to that instead of leaving early. So let me clarify what I meant about leaving early. So I have a bit of a time management issue where I have a meeting from 6 to 7, 7 to 9, and then 9 to 12. And so for the first meeting, I'm going to leave early to be to the second one on time. And then that one, I'm going to stay the whole time and be late to the third one. And so debates in the middle there. I took some clips. I don't think it really translates well to the vlog, but you guys get the idea. Our meeting is in that building. And then immediately after, we go to debate in that building. This house supports the rise in LLMs for physiological needs, e.g. venting therapy, friendship. So basically, I feel like they're going to argue like, oh, this can do stuff for people who don't have friends. I think we should be arguing that this can be a better friend than any human ever could. It's got more memory power. Yeah. More emotionally intelligent. I feel like more memory is kind of weak. Maybe if you come up with something else. Oh, it's always available. All right, so we just finished up debate. I am changed for fencing, and we literally just have to cross the street, get into that building. We are here. We need to go there, and then we need to go upstairs.
On guard, ready, fence. Nice. That's a point. 2-1. Right attack. On guard, ready, fence. Don't stop, don't stop.
This is my first year fencing. I just started when I started school here. The type of blade that I'm using here is called a foil. There are 3 different types of blades in fencing. There is foil, epee, and saber. I honestly forgot to film myself after fencing practice, and I forgot to film the walk back home. Not that you guys really wanted more footage of me walking at this point, but fencing practice is over at 12. It's a 3-hour practice. It goes from 9 to 12. And once I'm done with that, I kind of just want to get home. That's why I forgot to film. I was just ready to get home, get ready for bed, and then go to bed at 12:30.